Can't be replaced. See no one else knows what to do. That's why I spend my life with you. I wanna please you any way I can. I wanna share my world. Don't you understand?
Hey YouTube world, welcome back to my kitchen. Today y'all, we making lasagna roll-ups. Let's get into it. But first, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you don't miss any upcoming dishes. Add water to the pot. Don't forget to add salt to the water. It'll make the water boil quicker. Once the water is boiling, add the pasta. I only did a few at a time to prevent sticking. I let the pasta sit in the water for only about 2 to 3 minutes. I had ready for oven noodles, so I just needed the pasta to be bendable. I am melting 4 tablespoons of butter to make the bechamel sauce. Then gradually add all-purpose flour to the melted butter. So go ahead and whisk this mixture. You're trying to have like a pasty type of texture. Watch the mixture very closely and add any additional flour when needed. Now gradually add in milk and whisk and just monitor the texture. I want this mixture to be a little white and creamy. And for the bechamel, nutmeg is key. You're gonna need your nutmeg and some salt for, taste.
Drag me like 2 hours to your family's house for what? Said you need some time, but I should stick around for what? Always felt like sticking around's the same as being stuck. That's that shit that drives me crazy.
Go ahead and whisk that real good. Make sure everything is blended.
Had a nigga convinced, got me too excited. Yeah.
All right, so let's get ready for the sauce. I've coated the pot with olive oil. Now that the pot is hot, add the onions. Sweat the onions down for a while, so we're gonna cook for about 3 to 5 minutes. Then add the minced garlic. And y'all, when it comes to the garlic, we're only gonna cook this for 1 minute. We do not want to overcook or burn the garlic. Otherwise, the dish will be bitter. I used some leftover ground beef that I had froze because I don't throw anything away, honey. And about 1 pound of the 80-20% ratio. So I had a little bit of fat, which gave the dish some flavor.
You talk to me, even when you're not around. I feel you, boy. I feel you, boy. Tangled in your love and your energy. Perhaps it was a way that you smiled.
Just break the meat down. We want it to cook thoroughly and evenly. A fork or a metal utensil might make this process a little easier, okay? Here I have oregano, black pepper, kosher salt, garlic powder, smoked paprika, and Italian seasoning. Go ahead and mix it well and thoroughly. Here we have the Italian sausage. Just gonna go ahead and push it through the casing. Be sure not to try to cook this with the casing on it. That is not a good look, please. Because folks, we'll be talking about you and your food. Like, what is this plastic in the food? Oh no. Oh my God, it is not pretty. This looks so unappealing, but cooking is a process. All right, so go ahead and just mix it well. Want to break all the meat down, mix it all together. We don't want it to be separated. We want everything to be even. One thing about it, y'all, I love me some pepperoni, so I went ahead and sliced up a few and added it to the meat mixture, but this is completely optional. I know some people do not like pepperoni. Now let's create the ricotta mix. So I have ricotta. I use the entire container. Now I add the Parmesan. And you cannot forget the mozzarella, so some of that as well. I like to season along the way, so now I'm adding in the oregano. It's gonna give it that Italian feel, the Italian flavor. And of course, Italian seasoning. You cannot have an Italian dish without Italian seasoning. Stop it. And we just need 1 egg. You know what eggs do. Eggs hold everything together. And yes, my parsley is washed. Are you crazy? But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and clip some fresh parsley into the mixture. All right, so just go ahead and combine and mix all the ingredients together. You want it to be very smooth. I'd recommend letting the ricotta cheese sit out for a while before cooking, because if it's softer, this process will be a lot easier. And just take your time. This is my favorite part of any lasagna. If you don't have ricotta, is it even lasagna? All right, so now you see how creamy it is. The consistency is perfect. All right, so now let's drain the meat mixture, but do not rinse. We need all the flavor, just not all the grease. I'm just making sure all the grease is thoroughly drained.
Yeah, I like it crowded. Oh, you like the boy? Well, tell me what you like about him.
I'm using bottled marinara. I want my recipes on this channel to be very beginner friendly. So go ahead and pour in your marinara and then give it a stir.
Too sexy for this syrup, too sexy for your girl, too sexy for this world, too sexy for this life, too sexy for that jack. Yeah, yeah. I'm too sexy for this chain, too sexy for your game, too sexy for this fame. Yeah, yeah. I'm too sexy for the trap, too sexy for that cap.
Add some water to the bottle and pour it in, because we want to use every drop of this sauce. We ain't leaving nothing behind. I love me some mushrooms too, so I went ahead and chopped some mushrooms up and added them to the sauce and meat mixture. I will say everybody does not like mushrooms, so this too is optional. Okay, this is controversial, but yes, a little bit of sugar to cut the acid. So I did use the juice of the minced garlic as well as additional teaspoon of garlic, because I really do enjoy the flavor in my Italian dishes. And of course, go ahead and give it a stir. Make sure everything is well blended. And look how meaty and flavorful this look. It's already good enough, but we're gonna add some more to it. Sometimes the meat can like dry out the sauce, so I went ahead and added in some tomato sauce as well. Gonna mix that together. That way I have enough sauce and meat ratio. I went ahead and added water to it again because I want every drop of that tomato sauce. We halfway done, so now I'm gonna go ahead and build the roll up. I have the lasagna pasta lined up. I added the bechamel, then ricotta mixture, and then I'm gonna add the meat sauce.
These days, no my niggas be blasting. Living in the mix, this shit might drive you mad. Feeling pretty mixed up, but this life shit ain't no bad. Bloody, blood and murder, there ain't no second chances. Well, you can do what you wanna, live how you wanna, spit what you wanna, be who you wanna be.
All right, so get some nonstick spray and spray the nonstick pan that you'll be baking the pasta in.
What you wanna.
So I used some of the meat sauce to coat the baking pan evenly. This will prevent sticking. Okay, so you see, it should be about this much so that we can stick the noodles into the pan and we don't have any issues. All right, so now let's add the meat sauce. And we're not gonna add too much because we do have to roll this up, so we don't want it too thick. Now you know we need to add some more cheese, so let's go ahead and add that Parmesan and mozzarella.
What? Go to the Drake. What else are they gonna play? It's high and niggas won't take it. Ay, I'm having my way. Said out here having his way. Way out here having his way.
Now let's get to rolling. We're gonna roll it up slowly and gently. We don't want to break any noodles. I'm just gonna add the pieces on top of the meat sauce, just as I stated earlier. It's gonna be so good, y'all. I promise we're almost done.
Okay, great. I'm in the back room of Wally's. I spent 30,000 on somebody's grapes. Eating this so many pull-ups on niggas. Don't wonder we getting in shape. Too busy backing my words up.
All right, so this is my next view that I have, and this is a better angle. The first angle was not that visible, but this is just how I added the bechamel sauce, the ricotta mixture, and the meat sauce to the noodles. And again, we're not using too much because we do not want this to be too thick, because we do have to roll it up. These are lasagna roll-ups.
Who say they ain't having their way? Who might have a little more on their plate? We having our way in 3 ways. OVO scope on the tray. We having our way. Having that cheese. Fuck how you take it, we straight from the break. And I caught me some cases and beat it and break. Seen they was taking no communication, no invitation, cut off circulation. Blue or the rebel, got it, this the matrix. Crosses all on my body, watch for Satan. I'm having gallery lavish, no talking, we smashing. Smash one the classic, ain't none of this average. Sniper, I'm sniping the bitch, I'm assassin. I piped it, then pipe the bitch up for some action. Don't even be bragging, these little nigga maggots. I don't even flinch, this shit be on accident. Fell in my left, hit your bitch on an accident. I shoot my shot at some point, this shit accurate. Go to the Drake. What else are they gonna play? It's high and niggas won't take it. Ay, I'm having my way. Said out here having his way. Way out here having his way. And like the third me go out and take what? Yeah. Shoving that shit in their face. Then I go put that boy right in display. They know they don't have to my way. I was 17 on the song with Dre. It's like an ignition notice when we dropping. Get out. Cause niggas get moved out their space.
Look how nice they look already. They're plump, they're thick enough, not too thick, and they're not skimped. You can kind of eat this by yourself just the way it is, but you know, I like mine real saucy and real cheesy. So let's get to the next step. So now we're gonna just go ahead and use the remainder of the meat sauce. So just top the pasta and just cover it up very evenly.
Said out here having his way. Way out here having his way. And like the third me go out and take.
And we gotta add more cheese. So more Parmesan. And of course, more mozzarella. I did not leave any stone unturned. Every piece of this dish had a cheese topping. That's just how I'm gonna always do it. And I invite you to too. And these are the finishing touches. More Italian seasoning. My fan was on, and so it was making a mess. The ceiling fan is not your friend. When you're cooking, it makes everything messier when it comes to seasoning. We can't forget the oregano. Oregano is a key factor to me in this dish. Basil is a good substitute or a add-on. I didn't have any, but I do like it. The oven should be preheated to 400 degrees. And now we're gonna go ahead and cover with foil. Do not let the foil touch the top of the food because your cheese will come off once you pull back the foil. I baked it for 20 minutes and then I broiled it for additional 5 just to make sure the cheese had a crust on top. Let it rest for like 15 minutes because if you cut it when it's still really hot, it's not gonna be pretty. And look how pretty this dish is. It's so freaking beautiful. Yum. It is so juicy and so cheesy. I had to give my man his food first because listen, he's not about to sit here and wait for me to take pictures and videos and all that. He like, nah, just give me my food, please. So here it is, y'all. This was so fun to make and so much fun to eat. If you enjoyed this video, please give a like and comment and let me know what you think if you actually try the lasagna roll-ups. Can y'all see it? No.
You know how to move.
So let's give a taste.
That is wow, that is awesome. I'm really impressed.
Y'all better be out here saying y'all grace before you eat, period.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours. Damn right, it's better than yours.
They want to dance. It's so good, y'all.
Milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours. Damn right, it's better than yours. I can teach you.
It's good. Very good. It's moist, cheesy, meaty. The pasta is perfect. I'm really proud of this dish. I did my thing, for sure. It's amazing. Alright, so I wouldn't change anything about this dish. It's easy. I think I made it simple enough. I hope I made it simple enough. Let me know how you feel. Let me know in the comments. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate it a lot. Bye. Mwah.